A 23-year tradition will continue New Year's Day on Watauga Lake. The annual Frostbite Race will begin at 1 o'clock on our holiday Monday. Here with more now is William Mauney with the Watauga Lake Sailing Club. And it is great to have you on Daytime. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Amy. Thanks for having me.
We were just talking about your hobby for sailing, and you were telling me you kind of started as a kid, but then kind of got into it.
Yeah, I sailed on Watauga for a number of years, just a small Hobie cat, and became a member of the club back in 2019, and recently became Commodore. That's the president of the club, and got into sailing monohulls at that time.
Wonderful. And I'm always amazed at how many sailboats are on Watauga Lake.
There's quite a bit. Lakeshore Marina has a lot of sailboats. The club has around 80 members, and our last race, I think we had over 20 boats participating.
20 boats in the race, and I love it because it doesn't matter what the weather is, you guys are out there. What have the last few years been like for you guys?
The last few years have been great. We've seen a rise in more younger people coming in and becoming a part of the club and sailing and learning to race. The club puts on a clinic every spring that you can learn how to be a sailor, and so that's a unique program that they offer throughout the spring months.
What is it about Watauga Lake, do you think, that makes it so attractive for sailing?
For me, it's the lack of development. It's the fact that it's a national forest and there's not a lot of homes. It's just pristine, serene, clean water, and really good wind out there as well.
Wonderful. I always think it is just so beautiful, even when you're just driving by the dock, to just see them all there. They look just gorgeous out there. And then when you actually get to see them sailing on the lake, something special.
It is. You know, time sort of stands still once you get out there on the water and you turn that motor off and just let the wind push you.
Let the wind push you. And there might be some wind on New Year's Day. You were saying, sounds like maybe even a little bit of snowfall, which you said would just be beautiful.
Yeah, you know, in the past, well, my experience in the past, we've had some 50, 60, 70-degree days, even though it's January 1st. And so this year looks like a little bit of snow might be falling, so that would be very, very fun.
It might live up to its name a little bit more, right?
We might be wearing gloves and some hats this time, hopefully.
Well, tell me a little bit about the actual race and what happens on New Year's Day.
So the race will start at 1 o'clock. We'll have a captain's meeting at 12:15. And depending on how many boats, we've actually determined that it's going to be safest to set a mark and run the boats around a mark rather than around the island that's out there. With the water being kind of low, there's some risk of running aground in places, so we do have to be careful where we go. The race usually takes an hour and a half to 2 hours depending on wind. And for this race, we'll just have a handicap-based approach to it. So it's a lot of factors kind of go into what time we start and the type of boats that are there.
And I know a lot of families love to come out, cheer you on, watch the race. What's some of the best areas where we can get maybe the best view?
You'll be able to see the start from Lakeview Marina, and then Watauga Point is just a mile down the road. That's going to be another good spot to watch the race from. So you'll see a lot of the boats out there from that park, Watauga Point.
All right, and as you're watching it, how competitive do you guys get?
You know, it's amazing how fast your heart can beat when you're only going 4 knots out there and you're trying to squeeze every little ounce of speed out of these boats. And of course, if the wind's blowing and the boat's heeling over, it's really exciting, really fun to be a part of.
And how many people do you usually have on your actual boat for
You
this?
know, most of these boats you can operate by yourself. You can crew by yourself, but it is nice to have a crew of a couple people out there helping you pull the sheets in and the lines. So 2 to 3 people is helpful for sure.
And you mentioned the club, which I think is great. What a great way to sort of share in the hobby and talk and learn from each other. You said you have a spring clinic. Tell me a little bit about how that works for people that might want some information.
So there's a Coast Guard approved class, and it basically certifies you to be a sailor. And you go through a 6-week program that we do classes out at Lakeshore Marina, out at the pavilion. And by the end of the 6 weeks, you have sailed on a number of different boats out there. A lot of the captains that own boats will offer their boat as something, you know, the students can go out and sail on after the class. And so the Power Squadron is the name of that class. And our buddy Steve Brummett does that And so it's a really good program to be a part of. If you're interested in learning to sail, look at our website, Watauga Lake Sailing Club.com.
All right, wonderful organization, and sure going to be a lot of fun coming up on New Year's Day. Best of luck. I'm guessing you're in the race, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yes, going to be a lot of fun. All right, it is the 23rd Annual Frostbite Race. It is coming up at Watauga Lake, and you can find more information on their Facebook page as well as their website on the Watauga Lake Sailing Club. The registration starts at 11. Be there for the race beginning at 1.